Hello, my name is Sidbeast and you can call me B, and welcome back to another Ultimate playthrough. As you can see, I'm using a little avatar, and it's cause my boyfriend suggested that it's not just like plain old game and with no face or anything, and I didn't want to use my actual face, so I want to do something like this, but getting one commissioned is too darn expensive, so try to make one myself. I hope I'll improve. I want to make something more polished eventually, but heck, I spent a lot of time on this, so I was going to try it out. I have a previous attempt of one of my OCs. Oh, by the way, this is the one I'm using is one of my OCs. Her name's Ari. I don't want to use her forever because I actually want to use her for stories and things, so I don't want her to be like my YouTube avatar or anything, but this is what I'm using for now until I make another one. But the one I did before, oh lord, let's see, it's cursed. Look at this. Isn't it great? It's fantastic. I'm glad I improved at least a little bit. So, what I plan on playing today is a new one. Oh, of course, I'm gonna move myself over. I'm gonna do what I plan to play today is Winter's Wish, Spirits of Edo. Actually, I haven't had much interest. I don't know why, it just hasn't caught my eye, but I've been trying to collect ultimates and stuff like that, so I try to get what I can, but I figured why not, because it's January and it's cold outside. Might as well play the game as long as, winter. Might as well play the game literally with the word winter in it. In winter. So yeah. I'm gonna look up walkthrough order. I like using walkthroughs. So, just so I can get, like, the proper story in order and stuff like that. Like, get the whole scope of the story in the way that it was kind of intended. The game itself came with a whole bunch of cute cards, because I don't like getting the digital version. And I asked my boyfriend which one, like, he likes just aesthetically and stuff, and he liked... I still hate the tear. He liked this one the most, the pink dude. It looks like it's just a soft recommendation, so it's not like you have to do it this way, but it looks like Kunitaka is the first one. I don't know who he is. I think he's the green one. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's the dude. I think that's Kunitaka. I'm gonna turn off the voices, because I like to cause myself more pain and do all of them. Oh, she's pretty. Suzuno. When I think of the word name Suzu, though, I just think of Suzu from Jack John. Soup. No, it's not spelled like soup. It's not. It's like, no, my name's not Soup like soup. It's soup. It's not food. Soup. Yeah. How many otome starts with the heroine running? How many? I mean, I can only think of one from the top of my head, but I think this is like somewhat of a common trope. Like the other period cube starts with the heroine running. I think this is the heroine, at least. Ha! How did things end up this way? As I darted through the forest, the same question kept echoing in my head. The darkness around me provided no answer. I ran and ran. My legs had gone numb, and I could hardly breathe. If I lost my focus for even a second, I would surely tumble. But even so, I couldn't stop because of them. I had only become aware of my pursuer after I entered the forest. I couldn't see them at all. Yet, even as they gave chase, their accuracy was deadly. Judging by their skill, they were no ordinary bandit. The enemy was likely from that clan. I couldn't allow myself to be killed. I had to hurry. I had to leave this forest. Chances are my family... And the running scene is in the freaking woods. Same period cube. Chances are my family would be in grave danger too. They could already be. No, I think about that later. For now, I needed to. Owie. In that instant, pain seared through my left leg. Before I knew it, I collapsed to the ground. When I glanced at my injury, I found a kunai deeply embedded in my flesh. She's having a great day. Damn. Why? How did this happen? Are they safe? I sensed someone approaching me. Bearing through the pain, I looked up to face them. And there, standing before me... Farewell! Their voice never reached my ears. For the moment the pursuer's lips formed that word, I felt cold steel bite into my neck. And how many ultimates start with the heroine freaking dying? Is this another one that after... Oh yeah, I should shut up. That was a nice song. It was a nice intro. I'm gonna be honest. On the box art, I thought the heroine was another love interest. I didn't know she was soup. I pray that I can continue living in peace. It's really hard to repair, so I also pray the house I live in won't break down any further. What else? Oh, I pray that I can become friends with the people from the village in the foothills. It is the 11th year of the Kyoho era. Over 100 years had passed since the Tokugawa family came into power. As I performed my daily routine of praying to the shrine, a deserted Shinto shrine, Shinto shrine, Shinto shrine, lies. A deserted Shinto shrine at the top of a mountain. For some reason, it's always snowing in this area. Hardly anyone sets foot here besides her. I stood amidst the flitting snow. No one else was around me. I've heard rumors that Edo and Kyoto are becoming more advanced and populated, but I live alone in a rundown village in the mountains, left behind by the changing times. Maybe I asked just a little too much from God. I don't have anyone else I can talk to around here, so I always end up talking too much. God, thank you so much for always listening to me. Just Kami-sama, arigato. Or something like that. Kami-sama. If only there were some animals around here. But it's always snowing no matter the season, so I never see any living creatures. Because of that, I feel even lonelier. At this rate, it's really coming down. At any rate, it's really coming down. As I stared up at the sky, muttering to myself, I heard a sound coming from behind me. I immediately turned around and saw two men setting some goods on the ground. They are the people from the village in the foothills who routinely come up to deliver my supplies. This might be my chance to finally make some friends. Alright. With quiet anticipation, I called out towards the men. Thank you so much. I appreciate it every time. Why is she outside? Don't make eye contact, you idiot! Come on, let's get out of here. But the men didn't answer me. Instead, they hurried away. Even from a distance, I could see several vibrant yellow threads draped around their neck like necklaces. Threads, the physical embodiment of the emotions people harbor towards specific things. Only she can see them. So is it like an Olympia soiree situation, or is she like literally dead and she's like a ghost or something? Oops, I messed that up. In any case, there was no way to talk to them while they were in that state. Though I understood that, their reaction was so extreme that I couldn't help but feel downhearted. If only I were normal. I could, or maybe she has like special powers and you're like, she's a freak! I could have lived like anyone else in the village in the foothills. No one would avoid me like this. Maybe I should move somewhere else if all I'm doing is causing problems for everyone. But Father's grave is here. I couldn't just leave. And if I'm still the way that I am now, things will be the same no matter where I go. Also, I really love it when the main character has their little character portraits. You can see more of their emotions and stuff. I just think it's nice. I shook my head as if to drive away the thoughts churning in my mind. Come on, pull yourself together. Didn't you promise Father that you do your best even when you're alone? That's right. There was no point in thinking about this kind of stuff. I should be grateful they're even giving me supplies, ostracized from the village or not. Thanks to them, I could make do, even by myself. Oh god, I realize with the model you can see like my ADHD rocking. Oh dear. I quietly crouched down in order to pick up all the supplies. They are wrapped in a cloth, and it contained warm clothing, some seasonings, and various food items. Naturally, I can't get these kind of things myself. What a lifesaver. This is all thanks to Father, who helped out the villagers so many times. Is she gonna have an evil father? Well, there's no reason to assume that, but I was like, I literally was just playing Hakuoki. Or could it just be that the villagers are using the supply runs to check if I'm still alive? Ugh. Oof! Thinking about it like that really gets me down. While crouching on the ground, I stared at my own feet. The pure white snow slowly accumulated around me, cloaking my sad thoughts and circumstances in a beautiful veil. Or that's how it felt anyway. It's hard not to let your thoughts turn gloomy when you're alone. I should try and look at things more positively. In that moment, a dark shadow appeared on the ground. The sky was full of clouds, so it couldn't have been from a change in the weather. Which means... New friend! New dude. What voice should I give him? Don't... Hey! What are you... I don't know. Voices will be changed and refined as I go. What are you doing? Your kimono is going to get wet if you stay crouched like that. Confused, I looked up. There standing before me was an unfamiliar man. Huh? Who's this? He isn't from the village, is he? He's incredibly well dressed and he has a sword hanging from his belt, so he must be a samurai, huh? And on top of that, he doesn't have threads. What a mysterious person, and for some reason, I couldn't turn my eyes away from him. Of course you can't, girl. Skin and hair so pale he could melt into the snow-white surroundings at any moment, and his eyes shining like glass. He's like a snow rabbit or something. It's camouflage. Despite the fact that this was my first time seeing him, there was something about him that made it look like he belonged there. It's actually fantastic camouflage for this environment. This fluttering sensation in my heart had to be. How nostalgic. What? Weird. Why would I say such a thing? Such a thing. I was surprised. That sentiment was exactly what I was thinking. Wonder if he's the kudere. It was as if he had read my mind. Well, never mind. And called out what he had seen. My heart raced at the thought. Well, never mind that. More importantly, you're still crouched down. Are you feeling alright? Ah, sorry. Oh no, now it looks like I was ignoring him. I hurriedly grabbed the hand that he had been extending to me. Then the man gently pulled... Yep, multiple dudes now. Then the man gently pulled me to my feet. I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's no trouble. Anyway, are you feeling alright? You don't look so good. I know a lot of games would disable like the lip flaps if you turn off the voices, so it's kind of funny to see them keep flapping away even when the voice is off. No, I'm fine. I was just spacing out a little. I see. That's good to hear. The man smiled softly. The man smiled softly, like a blossoming. I'm so sorry. A blossoming flower. It's been ages since I've seen anyone smile like this. No, actually, it's been ages since I talked with anyone at all. So is he the cinnamon roll? Such a small interaction may not have been a big deal to anyone else, but I was over the moon. Will you be my bestie? Yet at the same time, something kept bothering me. It's rare for a samurai such as yourself to be in the countryside. Are you lost? Take a break. Are you lost? Then, as if he hadn't noticed until now, the samurai started looking around. Where is this? Huh? I walked from the village in search of someone, but is this the summit? He is most definitely lost. The village you're talking about is the one in the foothills, right? I can guide you there if you'd like. Really? Yes, if you're alright with it, I can take you to where you can see the entrance. I was told that I can't enter the village, but part of the way would be fine, right? I offered to take him there out of kindness, but really I just wanted to talk with someone a little more. Thank you. Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Tomonari Takamura, and you are? My name is Soup. I've been living here alone this whole time. You're Soup? That's right. I am Soup. Great. Nice to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about this Soup. You have summons from the Shogunate. Shogunate. Can you accompany me to Edo? Can you accompany me to Edo? I'm having flashbacks to Hakuoki. As I left off, because I'm doing that one on my own, I was doing... It was the first one of the remake is Kyoto Winds. So I'm in Edo Blossoms with... I forgot his name. It's Harada's and the other little dude's bestie. Never mind, let's continue. You have summons from the Shogunate. Or is it Shogunate? I don't know. Can you accompany me to Edo? I am sorry. It took a moment for his words to register. A summons from the Shogunate. I'm gonna look up how to say that, because I have a feeling I'm probably gonna say that word quite a bit.
Shogunate or Shogunate.
Shogunate or Shogunate? So, it is Shogunate? Shogunate? A summons from the Shogunate? Like, directly? Which means the Shogun is telling me to go to Edo. The same Shogun who rules the entire country. You've got to be joking, right? This is no joke. I came here to fetch you as part of my mission. This is no joke. I came here to fetch you as part of my mission with the Oniwaban. All the way out here in the mountains? Pretty much. Oh, and here are the documents from Lord Yoshimune. With those words, Takamura took out what looked like a piece of paper from his inner pocket and handed it to me. Written on it was exactly what I had just been told. At the very bottom of the letter was the name Yoshimune Tokugawa, stamped in red ink. Do you believe me now? Huh? What does this mean? The documents seem to be real, but everything is just happening so fast. Because they want soup. It's cold. For now, if there's something I don't know, I should ask. May I ask a question? No, fuck you. Yeah, go ahead. I'll answer the best I can. For starters, what is the Oniwaban? Is that a profession in Edo? Oh, right. An ordinary person wouldn't know about it. The Oniwaban is a covert group created by Lord Yoshimune. We take direct orders from his lordship and perform secret work. Oniwaban is as an official position in the shogunate government under Yoshimune Tokugawa, the 8th shogun of the Edo era. A group that conducts intelligence operations in secret under direct orders from the shogun. I see. So that explains why this person dresses so fancy. He must be really important if he's part of the shogun's personal espionage team, right? Okay, so why me? I'm just a normal country girl. I'm not anyone the shogun would call on. You should know the answer to that better than anyone else. Huh? I was startled by his words. Could it be that he knows about my power? But I can't imagine it ever benefiting anyone. Regardless, I couldn't bring myself to ask him again. Is there anything else you want to know? Oh, so his site, that, profile right there, something, I just don't like it. Something about it feels off to me. After I finish what I need to do in Edo, will I be able to return? My father's grave... Oh, her father's dead. My father's grave is here, so... I'm not sure, but it probably won't be anytime soon. You should be prepared to be gone for at least a few years. No way. That's out of the question. If I'm away from that long, then father's grave will be neglected. But then, what if I refuse to go with you? I nervously asked him. In response, Takamura charmingly tilted his head and smiled. Depending on the situation, I might have to kill you. How sweet. Kill! Kill! Bing! Yes. Yeah, this is a direct summons from the shogunate. Besides, you just learned the existence of the Oniwaban, which was confidential, didn't you? Ah, I'm such an idiot. I should have just kept my big mouth shut. But in any case, I can't turn down an order from the shogunate. I don't want to die just yet. Yeah, don't want to die. No more questions? Then let's get prepared and descend the mountain. Alright. It was decided. Due to a choice that was not fully my own, I was to travel to the city of Edo. Let's go. We packed up our travel gear and ventured down to the village on the foothills. Truthfully, I didn't really want to be here. But before we left, I needed to ask the villagers to take care of Father's grave in my absence. Oh, it's the other. I think that's the dude. What to give him? What place to give him? Oh, you're her. Fuck. Are you gonna be my country boy this time? Ow. Oh, you're here. At the village entrance, an unfamiliar face stood waiting. He was a young man, relaxing against a tree while holding a cigarette in his mouth. From the look of the sword at his waist, I assumed he was probably another samurai, but he also gave off a friendly impression. Kinda gives off Yanagi vibes with the cigarette. Kunitaka, what are you doing?
What do you mean, what are you doing? I was waiting for you. You wandered off as soon as we got to the village.
Didn't I say that I'd go ahead?
That's the first I heard of it, and here I was all worried that you'd run into trouble on the mountain. Then the villagers told me that the trail was winding and easy to get lost on, so they stopped me from following after you.
It was fine.
You just got lucky. From now on, refrain from doing things on your own. Got it?
Okay. You're not my dad.
Wait, why did you pause? Do you really get it? From their interaction, the man seemed to be an acquaintance of Takamura. He also seemed to hold a higher position. I had a lot of questions, but I couldn't do something as outrageous as interrupt a conversation between two samurai. As I stood quietly behind Takamura, the samurai suddenly peered over at me. Is she perhaps?
Yeah, she's soup. I happened to run into her near the summit. I already explained to her about the Oniwaban.
Hey, why didn't you tell me sooner? The samurai hurriedly put out his cigarette and turned back to face me. Sorry for the late introduction. I'm Kunitaka Tojo. Like him, I'm also a member of the Oniwaban. Oniwaban.
Nice to meet you. I'm Soup.
Tojo was a lot larger compared to Takamura. He was well bent. He had the Christian penis.
He was well built and tall. So tall that if I wanted to properly look at his face while talking to him, I'd hurt my neck. But when I saw the friendly smile he was sending my way, I felt sort of relieved. I observed that much before noticing something else. Oh, he doesn't have threads either. Normally I could see one on everyone regardless of their gender or age. Could this mean that I can no longer see threads? Confused, I looked over at the village. I saw all the villagers with threads around their necks, as clear as day. Well, maybe since they might know of her thing, maybe they have some kind of protection against it, being the Oniwaban or whatever they were called. Since they're like the secret service or some shit. Secret intelligence service. I can still see them. Go figure. Threads. A mysterious phenomenon that only I can see. I must have been around 8 or 9 years old when I fully realized I had this ability. On that day, I noticed that everyone around me had necklace-like threads around their necks. I pointed out immediately, but strangely enough, Father and the villagers claimed they couldn't see anything. Which means there is something that only I can see. I actually tried to touch one before, but the thread simply slipped through my fingers. Could they be a hallucination? Or perhaps they were something supernatural and intangible. Ever since then, I've been observing the threads in order to figure out their true nature. Over time, I've noticed that the threads in question would change color depending on the host's emotion. If the threads are red, then the person is angry. If they are red or they're yellow, then the person's on guard. That kind of thing. But if that's the case, why can't I see the threads of these two? Hey, what are you lot doing? That's the mind-reading demon that lives in the mountains, isn't it? Why has it come down here? Use a glossary. Mind-reading demon, a yokai that can read people's mind, and the villagers' nickname for the girl who lives at the top of the mountain.
Terrified villagers have started calling her evil or the mind-reading demon.
Oh, sad soup.
While I was lost in my thoughts, the villagers were inching closer. They must have been irritated that we were loitering around the village entrance. The mind-reading demon. You don't know? She's a yokai that can see through people's hearts. She's always going on about Fred or some other nonsense, and she tricks the villagers. You boys should get away from her as soon as you can. Staying with her will bring nothing but misfortune. That's right. After realizing the power of the threads, I confessed everything to everyone. Because I was young, I hadn't thought twice about how others would feel upon hearing it. The more I shared what I saw, the more people started to treat me as a creepy monster that could read people's minds. When it comes to my father, when my father had died 3 years ago, the villagers jumped at the opportunity to chase me into the mountain. This power is the reason why I've been ostracized from the village. Wait. There's the guy! It's the guy! The samurai's the one who brought the mind-reading demon here. I saw him in the mountain. There's no doubt about it. What did you say? Hey, why did you do that? Who knows what sort of disaster she'll bring if she comes down to the village? I'm sorry. I'll leave as soon as I finish what I need to do. Why are you apologizing? Huh? It's not like you did anything wrong, right? Oh, well, that's... To be honest, I wanted to agree with him. All I had done was read the color of the threads. I couldn't do anything as ridiculous as bring about some sort of calamity. But I just wasn't strong enough to talk back in a situation like this. Come on, let's calm down. There's no need to gain up on a young girl like this. Besides, there's no way she could do anything like that. You're an outsider. You don't know the half of it. Do you have any idea what we've gone through because of her? This monster told my wife that there were black threads around her, and then she died just a few days later. She wasn't sick at all, she just dropped dead. Black threads. A type of thread that only she can see. The villagers fear her because terrible things happen to any person or place where she sees black threads. That's not all. There are countless other incidents. The only possibility is that she's the one bringing the misfortune. Yet all day she's smiling away like nothing's wrong. She makes me sick. We're only giving you supplies because of what your father did for us. If it weren't for him, who in their right mind would want to associate with you? That's right. Go back to the mountains, you monster. Boof. First I thought I said Bob. I felt myself falter again at their harsh words. It's lonely living without anyone else near me, but it's even more painful to have to endure such hate. Breathless, I clutched at my chest, but out of the corner of my eye I see something horrible. Oh no, the black thread. By the time I noticed it, the threads on everyone's present were gradually blackening. Of all the colors depicting emotions, black is the one that must be avoided. I know all too well that tragedy will inevitably befall a person with black threads. I've seen it many times before, and each time, without fail, the person with the black threads, we met with an unfortunate incident. Sandwiches online. Most of the times I tried to talk to the villagers about threads, it was to warn them about the existence of the black threads. What should I do? Something horrible is going to happen to everyone. But I couldn't do anything about it if I was the one causing it. Are these two boys going to slaughter them all? Probably not. Should I walk away from here right now? But if I ran away all of a sudden, it could just make everyone even more emotional. What's wrong? The black threads are... While we were talking, the black threads started doing something new. Ooh, a new feature. Normally, I would only see a few strands at a time, but tangling with the threads from the people around them, the black threads began increasing in volume. Before I knew it, the black threads were no longer bound to people's necks. They were starting to appear from the ground and in the air. This didn't look good. The moment I realized this, I shouted out, "It's dangerous! Everyone get away!" What the fuck? Well, hey there, sexy. But in that moment, something unbelievable happened. The black thread started to expand, and then from the tangled dark mass, a pitch black monster appeared. Wah! Eek! What's that thing? Monster! No way. There's no way this could happen just from the black threads tingling together. It was difficult to describe, but the monster looked like a spider woven together from black thread. Dozens of legs extended from its black body, and it wore a mask that looked like something out of a no play. The monster was so big that it could stare down at us with ease. I'm scared. Just looking at its unearthly appearance sent shivers down my spine. The monster roared as if to intimidate us before it raised its long legs, preparing to crush us under them. Got them legs. Yet neither Tojo or Takamura so much as flinched. They'll get crushed. But in that moment... That sound reminds me of something. Oh! It's not exact, but the sound it makes reminds me of like Super Mario Sunshine. When you're like spraying water at those ink piranha things and they die, they go, "Wah!" I don't know, that's just what I thought of. A split second before the attack landed, the monster's legs were sliced from its body. What? Nani? Its disembodied legs thrashed and writhed as they faded away into the air. Well, that was easy. What in the world had happened? As I spaced out from confusion. Soup! Stay back! Jeez, I didn't expect these things to show up all the way out here. There, Tojo and Takamura stood, their tachi swords at the ready. Judging by the black blood-like substance splattered on their blades, they must have saved me. But of course, there was no way the monster would stay down after such an assault. Its roar was so loud it resonated through the earth before charging the two of them. Which one? Tomomari, we're going to defeat it with one blow. Affirmative! The monsters barreled straight towards them, but they invaded it at the last second. Look at them go. I mean, imagine them go. The large monster, unable to keep up with their agile movements, crashed to the ground from its own momentum. Hey moron, what are you looking at? The monster roared in fury at the taunt and turned around at that moment. Yup. Tojo tossed a pebble that crossed through the monster's line of sight. It was small, but it seemed enough to catch the monster's attention. And then... Ha! Takamura has taken advantage of the opening to approach the monster, sliced through its mask with his sword. It seemed as if That was its weakness. The spider monster let out a hair-raising screech as it melted away into the air. Bye-bye.
Snow Sacrament complete.
Snow Sacrament, a mysterious power that defeated the Black Thread monster. I sat down on the ground, my knees weak, arms sweaty. Palms, never mind, screw it. Knees weak, arms heavy. I'm gonna cut this part out. Sat on the ground, my knees weak after the sudden battle that had taken place before me. Not a single trace of the monster was left, but I knew more than anyone that what I had just seen was no simple dream. Tomomari, you were planning on charging in at the end, weren't you? How many times do I have to tell you to use a feint first before doing stuff like that?
I figured you would do it, so I didn't have to.
I guess, but... Well, anyway, soup's more important. I'm surprised. It's just like the entails say it.
What do you mean?
You were able to predict when the the monster was going to appear, right? You warned all of us. Ah, so is that why they want her? Lord Yoshimune requires your power.
My power? My power that had been revealed all this time. I never imagined the day it would come that someone would need it. Though they were saying this directly to me, it didn't feel real. It was as if my mind was refusing to even react to the possibility. That was how it felt. You don't look convinced. Of course, it was because of this power that I had been chased out of the village. But if you stay here any longer, bad things might start to happen to you again. Even if you're living alone, it's not like you can entirely avoid the village, right? As long as you stay, something like this will keep happening.
Takamura.
Call me Tomonari. Huh? I'm not quite sure why myself, but I want you to call me that. Come with me, Soup. You'll find a place where you belong in Edo.
That Takamura, no. Takamura, no. Tomonari softly patted my head. Pat, pat. Gently, kindly. Just like father had.
Are you daddy?
Munenori. Is that the dad, Munenori? Listen, right now, everyone is scared of you. But it's not going to be like this forever, okay? If you keep working hard, someone who needs you, a person who cares for you will appear. So you shouldn't give up on living. It's like the opposite of Cardia's dad. It's like you should not know love, for you're a monster. In that moment, tears began flowing from the corners of my eyes. I hadn't cried like this since father died. Since then, Since then, even when I was all alone or when the villagers yelled at me, I hadn't shed a single tear. I thought that if I acknowledged it, my heart would give in into the pain. I thought that I would lose the will to live. So I decided I would never cry, that I would smile and live on. And yet the tears wouldn't stop. Oh, girly pup, tears can be healthy sometimes. Tomonari's hand was so warm. How long had it been since I felt someone's warmth? New friend! We had just met and hardly knew anything about each other, but if this was the moment father had told me about, then I wanted to believe in Tomonari's words.
I'll go.
I'll go to Edo. Please take me there.
There was someone out there who needed someone like me. As the realization sunk in, I came to a decision in my heart. After asking the villagers to take care of Father's grave, we departed on our journey. On our journey to Edo, we traveled through mountains and valleys. We took the Mikunai Kaido Highway and proceeded down the nearest path to the Nankasindo mountain route. I took turns sitting behind Tojo and Takamura on their horses while enjoying the unfamiliar scenery. In the beginning, I wondered how difficult the road to Edo would be, but there was a post station as soon as we entered the mountain route, so we didn't have to worry about spending the night outside. Post station, a town with plenty of inns for travelers to stay in, as well as tea houses to take breaks in. In fact, I thought I was leading a life far more fitting for a human being than when I had been living alone. It was fun visiting all of the post stations. All of them were huge, with hundreds of stores and houses lined up. Once I was staring at products in the store for so long, Tojo couldn't take it anymore, so he gave me some pocket money. Use this and buy whatever you like. Huh? But there's so much money here. Are you sure? I sort of feel bad. His lordship told us to buy things for you. Don't worry about it. That's right. Use that money however you'd like. Thank you. I'll spend it wisely. Oh, if you have that, you'll need a wallet to hold the money, right? Let's look for one of those while we're here. Okay. We found a store with wallets lined up front. There were so many wallets there that it was hard for my eyes to settle on one. Did you find any that you like? I like this one with the flower pattern. Looks good. Go ahead and buy it. Well, yes, but this wallet is a little pricier than the other one. I was doing the other guy's voice. Oops. I see. Well then, yeah, his voice. Tomonari has been looking in from the side. He then picked up the wallet in question and went to the back of the store. Oops. Tomonari? I wondered what he was doing until I saw him exchanging money with a storekeeper. After that, he came straight back to me and... Here you go. He handed me the flower-patterned wallet, and as if it were only natural. He seemed that he had bought the wallet for me. Ooh, what? Why did you... If this is your first wallet, I think you should have one that you like. So this is my present to you. Can I really have it? Of course. Tomonari placed the wallet in my hands. As I touched the smooth material of the wallet, Tomonari's kindness became even clearer. My heart felt full. Thanks, I'm super happy. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so happy, but that thank you lacked decorum. I think I preferred that. What? You should talk like that with me from now on. I feel better that way. Okay, got it. It was a hasty journey and took a lot of energy. Plenty of difficult stuff happened too, but this trip had become a precious memory for me. You know what other MC used the word precious a lot? Fucking Cardia. Okay, I'm an hour, so I think I will stop here. But yeah, I think using an avatar is fun, but of course one day I would like something more smoother. I didn't feel like using one of the defaults, so yeah. But Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.